A top AEW star has called out Tony Khan, and AEW and WWE are battling over a top free agent. But first is another top free agent heading to AEW. Last week on Dynamite, former IWGP United States champion Juice Robinson would make his AEW debut, with him taking on AEW World Champion Jon Moxley in a title eliminator for a shot at the belt. Since then, speculation has circulated on Juice's status, who, despite saying that he has a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling until 2023, came into the AEW match claiming that he was a free agent. Well, according to PW Insider, AEW are indeed interested in bringing Robinson in as a regular, with the report noting, PWInsider.com is also told that after the match against Jon Moxley this past Wednesday in Philadelphia as well, there is massive interest in bringing in Juice Robinson as often as possible and making him a regular for the company. Robinson works regularly for New Japan Pro Wrestling as a member of Bullet Club, but I don't know whether he's contractually signed there or not. Regarding the note about his New Japan status, let's take a look at two separate interviews with Juice, starting with one from last week with Sports Illustrated. He would tell them that he is a free agent and is not representing New Japan during his AEW match, and said, "I'm no longer representing New Japan and I want that to be clear. I carried the New Japan flag for 7 years. I've got no unfinished business there. I sang that song and I danced that dance and we've gone our separate ways. That's in the rearview mirror. I'm totally free right now." With that said, he spoke in May after his New Japan contract expired, once again with Sports Illustrated, claiming that he had signed an extension with the company and that he belongs there. And he would say, "If I was going to stay with New Japan, I needed to do it my way. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to hear. I now have the license to do this the way I want. I'm keeping the details private, but I'm here where I'm supposed to be. I don't want to work somewhere else. I was about to and I was ready to, but I didn't want to. New Japan is where I belong." There are three possibilities here. First, Juice changed his mind and came to an agreement with New Japan and was subsequently released. Secondly, he did sign a deal, but it wasn't an exclusive contract. Or thirdly, his free agency is part of his act. Either way, we'll likely get some more clarification at some point, with this being an interesting story to follow. And next, a UFC legend is heading to WWE. On October 8th, WWE present their next premium live event, Extreme Rules, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the home of Extreme Championship Wrestling. The night will see a heated feud come to blows, with Seth Rollins set to battle Matt Riddle in an MMA-inspired fight pit match, harking back to Riddle's roots in the UFC. With that said, a special referee has now been announced for the matchup, with a UFC Hall of Famer set to watch over the proceedings inside the cage. Ariel Helwani of BT Sport would take to Twitter to break the news, with him revealing that a former UFC heavyweight champion, Daniel Cormier, will be in Philly next week, with him tweeting, "Breaking, Daniel Cormier will serve as a guest referee for next Saturday's Fight Pit match between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins at WWE's Extreme Rules in Philly, October 8th. No, seriously, it's really happening, October 8th. Incredible." Ariel would then post a statement directly from Cormier himself, who would simply say, "The Rollins-Riddle feud has gotten very intense and personal. There's only one person qualified enough to oversee this brutal match at Extreme Rules, and it's me. I'll see you guys in Philly next Saturday." Cormier is a known wrestling fan, with a clip of his live reaction to Seth Rollins' WrestleMania cash-in going viral after the announcement. It's also possible that this could be the start of more appearances for Cormier in WWE, with him likely hoping to step in the ring for a match himself at some point, which is definitely something to watch out for going forward. And next we have an update on the wrestling status of Brandi Rhodes. Earlier in the year, Brandi Rhodes, alongside her husband Cody, would leave AEW after failing to agree terms on a new contract. Since then, Cody has made his return to WWE, and although he is currently out injured, his wife is said to have regularly been with him backstage and on his bus when he was active. In August, it was reported by Fightful that Brandi had taken part in several matches at the WWE Performance Center, leading to speculation that she could join and Cody on the active roster. In an update once again from Fightful Select last night, it was revealed that there is still no word of an agreement between the two parties over joining the promotion, although it was noted that Brandi was hopeful that she could integrate Culture City with WWE, as she's a board member of the former. In the past, Culture City has worked with AEW at their events to make them more sensory inclusive, with a statement being released upon Brandi's departure to confirm that the two would continue to work together. It was also reported last night that whilst Fightful haven't heard of any subsequent contact between All Elite Wrestling and Brandi, a source familiar with the situation did claim that Warner Brothers Discovery, AEW's broadcast partner, had made contact with her in September 2022, so last month. It's unclear on the nature of this contact, although it was noted that Brandi and Warner continued to have a cordial relationship despite not being in regular contact. Again, it remains a mystery as to why Brandi was contacted by Warner, whether it be to discuss potential television projects or maybe even AEW. What is known is that Brandi intends on returning to the ring at some point, with her continuing to train at the Nightmare Factory owned by Cody Rhodes, although where her in-ring return happens remains to be seen, although if I had to guess, it's probably WWE. Next up, All Elite Wrestling leave one of their television networks. AEW's primary television show, Dynamite, is shown across the world on various stations, although one region is set to see a change in how they can watch the product. As of October 1st, 2022, AEW will no longer be broadcast on the Space Network in Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, and South America, although they will remain on the station in Brazil. AEW would release an official statement on the matter, recommending fans of the affected countries to subscribe to AEW Plus on Fight, with them writing, "To our fans in Mexico, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean, we want to thank you for watching AEW on Space. We hope you've enjoyed the amazing action. However, we have an update to share. As of September 30th, AEW content will no longer be available on Space, with the exception of Brazil. Starting October 1st, you can continue watching AEW programming on AEW Plus. AEW Plus will exclusively stream all of AEW's weekly shows, including AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, AEW Dark Elevation, and Battle of the Belts." According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the money offered to AEW from the Warner-owned network to renew the deal was not good for AEW, with them choosing to provide the areas mentioned with their subscription service instead. If you are in one of the affected countries, feel free to use our Fight affiliate link in the description below to find AEW Plus, which has episodes of Dynamite and Rampage available live, as well as a library of all past episodes. And next, a top AEW star has called out Tony Khan. This weekend, New Japan Pro Wrestling would head to the United Kingdom for 2 nights of Royal Quest in London, England. At the show, the IWGP Tag Team titles would be on the line as FTR defended against the United Empire's Aussie Open, walking away as still champions. After the match, the popular tag team would address the crowd in attendance, with Dax Harwood sending a message to AEW President Tony Khan, reminding him that they still work for him before putting over Aussie Open as a duo. And Dax would say, "This is the first time we've been overseas since 2019 and we thank you. 2 things. First things first, Tony Khan, we still work for you. Book us, brother. Second thing, and most importantly, these guys, Aussie Open, are the future of tag team wrestling. All self-preservation to the side. They may be the best tag team today." In recent months, FTR's appearances in AEW have been sporadic at best, with them wrestling just 14 matches for the promotion in 2022. Although they are the ROH Tag Team Champions, as well as the AAA and IWGP Champions, they remain semi-active on All Elite Wrestling television to the confusion of many. It's unquestionable that FTR are the most popular tag team act right now in AEW, with the reasons for their lack of television time a mystery, although there are certainly some interesting theories as to why. Hopefully we can get to see some more of Dax and Cash on Dynamite and Rampage going forward as we head closer to the Full Gear pay-per-view next month. And finally, AEW and WWE are battling over a top free agent. In his first defense of his ROH World Championship, Chris Jericho would take on a former champion in Bandido last week on AEW Dynamite, with the match main eventing the show. The performance from the Masked Bandit would create quite the reaction both in the arena and online, with him showing why ROH has given him the ball in recent years before the Tony Khan buyout. With that said, it seems AEW are interested in bringing Bandido in full time, as according to to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Bandido was offered a contract immediately after the match with Jericho, and he would write, "While we don't have confirmation that Bandido has signed with AEW, we do have confirmation that he was offered a full-time contract immediately after his performance in the loss to Chris Jericho on 28th September in Philadelphia." Despite this, it seems WWE may also have their eye on the luchador, as in an update coming from last night's edition of the Wrestling Observer Live, it was revealed that WWE were scrambling for Bandido's number before the match was even over. Brian Alvarez would discuss the matter on the show, and he would say, "Bandido, after Wednesday, was immediately offered a full-time contract by AEW. Now it just says here that he was offered a deal. Hopefully he's signed because WWE was asking for his number before that match was even over." There are still no concrete reports stating that Bandido did sign a deal with AEW, with there just being word that he was offered one. Perhaps we can expect to see a Bandido is All Elite graphic in the coming days. However, if WWE were able to make contact in time, perhaps they were able to change his mind, or maybe negotiations are still active with both sides. Honestly, it's surprising that it took this long for the two top American companies to show a solid interest in Bandido, with him having been a free agent since January when ROH temporarily ceased operations. He now finds himself in a powerful position with interest from both WWE and AEW, with fans awaiting his final decision. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 wrestlers you forgot wrestled in AEW.